Alright, so first question from Warren Buffett. He wants to know if we should invest in gold. Warren, I think that you have come out and said that you don't like investing in gold. So, not sure why you're asking me that. Alright, is it possible to dominate page 1 with Web 2.0? Absolutely. Definitely, Jason. Jay, you can ask David Mills that, but I don't think we're allowed to reteach anything from there. Because, I mean, it was mostly other people teaching, like Cotton, Jimmy, and Russell and Sue. So that's mainly what LMG Live was about. From Jason. Um, do your keywords all have to be on the home page? It depends what type of site it is, Jason. I mean, there's all types of different sites. If it's a topic related site just on one topic, then I mean, having related keywords throughout the site is probably something that could help, but I don't necessarily worry about that. I'm more focused on, a page. Like, if a page is targeting electronic cigarette brands, I make sure that it's on that page. And of course, a bunch of LSI versions. But I'm sure that having related keywords on the home page just helps the site come together more. So, from Steve, yeah, that's still okay. You want to vary up your anchor text a lot more now. Even with the high domain authority sites, you can't get away with the over optimization like you used to be able to. So you want to include a lot of like general terms and mix in a lot of generic stuff. And by general, I mean like if you're trying to rank for like Nashville SEO, you'd want to just do anchor text that says SEO, just search engine optimization, SEO services. Whereas before we would do, Nashville SEO, Nashville SEO services, Nashville search engine optimization, and we would include Nashville in a lot of the anchor text. You don't want to do that anymore. You want to mix in a lot of general stuff, like the general topic, just SEO by itself, SEO company, without including Nashville. So include a lot more of those general keywords and also generic stuff like click here, click here to visit the site. So if you're using GSA, that's definitely something you want to be mixing in more. From Dustin. I believe there is a way, Dustin. I'm not an expert on the 7 pack though. I would probably ask that in the Facebook group or ask Fletch in his group or in his coaching session. I'm almost positive there's a way to do it, but I forget exactly what you got to do. Cotton's really good with that, and then Fletch again, and of course you can just ask in the Facebook group, see if you can get a quick response in there. I just don't want to give you a wrong answer. From David. Um, I mean, it's not that you can't do more, David. It's just I want people to be as safe as possible. Now you can do more and you'll probably be totally fine, but I just want my recommendation to be totally safe. And I mean that's the safest way to go. So, kind of take that as you want. And if you want to do more posts, will it work? Probably. Not quite as safe, but it should be safe still. So it just depends on how safe you want to be. And the reason I'm recommending mostly linking out to doing less links on the PBNs is just so you're not tying all your sites together. And again, it's just safer overall. Again, it's not that you can't go beyond that and link to more stuff. It's just I don't want to recommend that and then a select few get hurt from it from my advice. So I just want my advice to be the safest way. And then if you want to take a little more chances with your PBNs, that's fine. It will probably work, but I don't want to make that recommendation to like the general community, if that makes sense. From Jason. Look, same thing for the expired domains for money sites. They're still working, but again, I don't want to recommend doing it to the general community. just because there can be complications in there where if you don't know how to look for good expired domains for money sites, you're starting off with a negative right away where you might have some negative links hurting that expired domain that you don't see, and then also down the line they might put together something with expired domains for money sites where they can see that okay, it used to be about this topic, now it's about a new topic, what's going on here. And I think that's something that the Google algorithm is smart enough to figure out. They haven't yet, but again, I think it's something that they can figure out. So again, in order to stay safe, I'm just not going to recommend it to the general community. Am I still doing it? Yeah. I still have sites like that. I'm still testing with it. I still mess around with it. But again, just recommending to the general community, I want to step away from because of what I just mentioned. Overall safety. Because right now you can get brand new sites and rank them just fine. So I just don't want to put people in any danger. But again, it goes back to the same thing with this question. You can take whatever risk you want. They're still working great. Again, it's just an overall safety type thing. From Welton. I can't spill anything from OMG Live. Unless David lets me know I can. From Melissa. It depends how many links there was, Melissa. And then it would also depend on the quality of the links. And I would probably have to look a little deeper into it if they're all like exactly the same, like all lowercase, or the first and sixth letter are all uppercase on them. That's a little suspicious because that has signs of SEO on it. So that's kind of like a case by case basis. But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't get it. It could be totally fine, but it just depends. If there's like 100 different links from 100 different domains and they're all exactly the same, there's probably no way I'd touch that. If it's just like 6 or 7 of them, and they're quality type links, then yeah, definitely that's a possibility. So I mean, it depends. It's a case by case there. I did start the recording right. All right, good. From Julia. I mean, yeah, the command center depends what you're trying to do, Julia. The main thing I use in the command center is the backlink analyzer for looking at PBN sites because it just gives you all the metrics of all the links going to a PBN. Not just PageRank or Alexa ranking or domain authority. It gives you everything all on one screen, and you can look at the links as a whole instead of visiting the links one by one. So for me, that saves me 10 hours a week right there, which is priceless for me. That's 10 hours a week. That's like 20 grand a week, 30 grand a week, 40 grand a week maybe for me at least. So I mean, that's the main tool I use in there, but there's other great tools in there, and I'm still doing a lot of testing from the updates that happened recently, so I haven't dove into them that much. But I mean, just that tool alone, I believe, is priceless. And I still got to mess with the other tools in there. So it depends really, Julia, what you're trying to do and where you are. You might not need it all. It might be perfect for you. It, again, depends on your situation. But it is really cool to have like a whole bunch of tools all in the same place for sure. Could make it a lot easier on you. Alright, this is a long one from Merritt. Are old de-index sites a good choice for PBNs? They could be. It depends why they're de-indexed. I've messed around with the de-index sites, and it's kind of a pain because some of them you can get re-indexed and some you can't. Some of them, like, I'll look at them and be like, well, this is probably de-indexed because the site just hasn't been up for so long. Then I'll put up a new site and try to get it indexed, and it won't index. So for me, it was just like kind of like a pain. But if you have a system where you can easily spot sites that you know you can get re-indexed, go for it. But for me, messing around with de-index sites was kind of a pain, where I just kind of wasted time. So that was just my experience with it. I mean, I don't really use Majestic, so I don't have much experience with that merit. I mostly use the OpenSite Explorer. Yeah, again, I mean, I haven't really used Majestic merit. And yeah, I mean, you can use de-index sites, but I would try to get them re-indexed before you use them. And again, for me, it was a pain because messing around. It takes time to buy it, takes time to get it hosted, and then you get a site up and you can't get it indexed. It's a waste of time. Of course, there's some that you will get indexed, but is it worth buying the ones that don't work and spending the time with them? It's up to you. But there's definitely de-index sites out there that you can get re-indexed. All right, from Malene here. Yeah, the Facebook group, Malene. Make sure you're in the Facebook group. That's the easiest way to get questions answered very, very quickly. Suzanne Cotton made a new training series in your members area about the 7-pack. So that's why a lot of buzz going on about it right now. From Jason. Yeah, I would say it's okay to adjust that, Jason. I actually don't even use meta stuff. Um, I don't fill out my meta tags or descriptions. It's just kind of a little thing of advice there. All right, from Lean. Yeah, they can vary a little bit from different countries, Malene. And what's cool about that command center, the keyword tracker in there, is you can actually track by location, which is, I want to get all my stuff moved over to the command center rank tracking platform. I just have so many keywords to move over. I haven't done it yet. But what I really like about the rank tracker in there is you can track by location. So, even if you're in China and you want to track something in Wilmington, Delaware, you can put in the location for Wilmington, Delaware, and it will track where it's ranked in Wilmington, Delaware. Okay, so I think that's a really cool feature of the keyword tracker in that command center. But yeah, the results do differ from country to country, and even the United States. Like I have people, like if I work on a site with someone, they'll be like, "Hey, we're number 3 for this keyword," and I'll be like, "Well, I see number 7." So I mean, there's just different data centers out there where you're going to see different rankings in different locations, especially if you're in different countries. All right, from Malene here. I don't know, Malene. I haven't really dealt with trust flow. I deal with OpenSite Explorers. I teach in the videos. Yeah, that might be something you want to ask in the Facebook group. Again, I haven't messed with trust flow that much. All right, from Mr. Warren Buffett. Yeah, it's still okay. Again, as I was talking about earlier, you just got to really vary up the anchor text now. You can't keep saying like Nashville SEO, Nashville SEO service, Nashville SEO company, SEO company in Nashville. You want to use more general stuff. Get just SEO in there, SEO company, SEO optimization, or search engine optimization. Just more general terms. Work those in, and then of course working a lot of generic URL branded. You can't do keyword based like you used to before. You have to mix it up a lot more now, even though they're high domain authority. From Malene. I would ask that to to their support, Malene. They know more about it than me. It's not my tool, so just go into the help section and see what they say for you. From Jason. Switch up related keywords. Re-ask that another way, Jason. I'm not sure what you're asking there. From Melissa. No, content on a PBN does not have to match the domain name. Nope. But we've been moving more towards, Melissa, keeping the same topic on a PBN. So, all about health or, all about dog training. Whereas before we would do maybe an article on dog training, an article on electronic cigarettes, an article on cats. Now we kind of stick to the same topic. Or at least that's what we're recommending. From Jason. My favorite way, Jason, is PBN links, but you can send social signals to it. You could use GSA if you really know what you're doing. That would be my last step, though. I really like PBNs and social signals for that. From Julia. I don't know what covert viral wizard is, Julia. I've never heard of it. From Jason. Match where, Jason? I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. If you're trying to rank for real estate agent and you send an anchor text with real estate agents, it's going to help you rank for both of those. Of course, that's a very big keyword, so you probably wouldn't see any movement from one link, but the general idea, if you have an anchor text real estate agents, it's going to help you rank the most for that, but it's also going to help you rank for real estate agent, just because they're so similar. From Jonathan. What controls the keywords you rank for? Mainly it's your URL structure. I would say number 1 and number 2 are your URL and the anchor text you use from your links. Okay, those are the two main identifying factors. And of course, quality of links matters a lot. Like high quality PBNs mixed in there will really matter. And then the next step is what's in your title and your on page. What's in your content. So I would say two biggest, URL and anchor text. Then of course quality of links really matters, and then title and on-page content. That all kind of comes together to get your rankings. From Eric. Look again, guys. With the expired domains for money sites, you can use them. They're still working. It's just we're not recommending that to the general community, just for long-term safety. Okay, so that's up to you what you want to do, Eric. We don't know exactly what Google's going to do. If they can find a way to make them not work, we're not sure. But moving forward, our advice is to just start a new site, just for the general community. Again, I'm still using expired domains for money sites. I'm still messing with them. What you want to do is up to you with that. So that decision's up to you, Eric. I don't know how far you're into that project or how many links you sent. I'm going to be honest with you, as my site, I would probably keep it up. But that's just me. It's hard for me to recommend that to someone because I don't want to give someone advice where it's going to hurt them in the long run. Whereas if it's for me, I don't care. So it's really hard to answer that. and I don't know your situation with it, so that's just a choice you got to make. I'm not sure how far along you are on that project. Whoops. Alright, so this one is from Coco. Probably the title. Usually what I do, Coco, is I try to get the main keyword in my URL or in my domain name if it's an EMD, and then an LSI version in the title. Okay. So if I got like DelawarePlumbers.com, my main keyword, if my main keyword is like Delaware Plumbers, even if it's not, I got the keyword Delaware Plumbers in the domain name or in the URL, so I'm probably going to put Delaware Plumbing in my title. You know what I mean? Of course, with some other stuff, but instead of having plumbers in my title, I would have plumbing, which is like an LSI for plumbers. So that's usually the way that I do it. And you can always mess around with your titles; very easy to change and see what happens. But that's the way I do it. From Coco. I think you're talking about Link Juice Keeper, Coco. You can use it for PBNs and money sites. I mean, it's mainly for PBNs, like for links that are going to pages that are no longer there. But you can also use it for money sites. If someone sends a link to your site and they get the URL wrong, it'll redirect to the home page and give you a little more juice. I usually don't use it on my money sites unless it's an expired domain that I'm using for a money site, which again, I'm not recommending the general public do or our general community. But yeah, I mean, for me, that's the case that I would use it for a money site if it was an expired domain. Then I use it on PBNs. But now, I made a video on this. I manually check to see how many links are going to non-existent pages. If it's only a couple pages that are getting links, I'll just manually 301 them with simple 301 redirects. But if there's a whole bunch of pages that are getting links that are no longer there, then I'll use Link Juice Keeper. From Coco. For protecting a money site, I wouldn't even say. I mean, I guess Spider Spanker for protecting hacking and stuff, but basic ones like limit login attempts for like to prevent hacking. Not using admin for your login, like change it from admin to something else, or set it up something else other than admin when you set up your WordPress. And then overall, just quality links. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's necessarily a software. No problem, Coco. Have a good time. All right, from Eric. It's different, Eric, because when you're using the expired domain for money sites, it's kind of like that's like first level. I mean, that's your money site. Like that's not only that, but like you have how do I explain this in simple terms? Like when it's a PBN, there's like a different tier involved. Like when it's your money site, that's like front and center where Google can like if they look at that. Okay, if they see a PBN going to your money site, they can't necessarily penalize your money site, but if they see you manipulating expired domain for a money site, that can directly affect your money site. So I mean, it's hard to explain. And again, look, expired domains for money sites are still working. Google hasn't figured it out. I think they're having trouble figuring it out, but I think it's something that they can figure out. Whereas PBNs, I think, are I don't even think they're even close to figuring that out. So again, this is just long term. Don't don't worry about the risk of PBNs, but again, the expired domains for money sites, that's more of a personal decision. Again, as I said quite a few times, I'm just not comfortable recommending to the general community, especially the way that new domains are working right now, especially like when you get the URL structure correct. They're ranking very well right now, so there's just no reason for me to recommend using expired domains for money sites. That goes with overall general safety for the community. From David, yes, you can still use expired domains for PBNs. From Gary, no, calcas.com was a money site. It was not a PBN. From Jonathan, anything Gary that its purpose is to make money is a money site. Okay, I had affiliate links up on it, videos up on it that are meant to make money. A PBN is something that's meant to rank a money site. Okay, so if it's a PBN, the point of it is to put up content and link out to your money sites. That builds link juice and credit for certain keywords. It'll help you rank for keywords for your money sites. All right. Whereas a money site, the main purpose is to make money. From Jonathan. No, you can just link directly to the video, Jonathan. I have plenty of PBNs where I'm just ranking out linking out to stuff like YouTube videos. So you don't need a money site to mix in with it now. From Gary. Gary, I've never used RankWiz or FCS Network, but I know people use those for. I've heard people use them for like second tier stuff, second or third tier, but I personally haven't used them. From Jonathan. Yes, and I do that, Jonathan, where I will embed the video I'm trying to rank in certain PBN posts and stuff like that. From Eric. I think it's about the same, Eric. It's just, again, there's the ranking delay, so it might take a little longer now. But as far as like how much it takes, I wouldn't say that changed much. I would say maybe social got a little more important. If there's social signals going to Subman, it not just increases the rank, but it decreases the chance of a penalty. So I think social signals might have got more important. But other than that, I wouldn't say it takes more or less PBNs or anything if you have like if you have the anchor text right and all that. From Cliff. I mean, it can be normal, Cliff. That can happen. I would say I always see it, but I see it from time to time. Whoops. Alright, give me 2 minutes, guys. I will be right back. 2 minute breaks. Forgot to do the recording. Alright, so from Eric here. Good question, Eric. I'm really liking partial match domains right now. Something that has like a little identifier in the keyword. Let me go over here. Like one example is the Nashville eyelash extensions. When I saw this client's website, Southern Lash Lounge, I really liked it because notice when we search this that lash is highlighted. When there's like a little identifier in the domain name like that, like lash is a keyword or is a synonym for eyelash. Google recognizes that, so I like when there's like a just like a main variation of the keyword in there. So for example, if you're trying to rank for like let's say like gold IRA companies or something like that, I would like having like just gold IRA in the domain name or just gold. Without IRA in there would be fine too. So I'm liking little identifiers like that. Let's see, is there any more here? All these have gold or have gold IRA in them. But like a domain, those like like the goldgroup.com or something like that, where it just has like one of the main keywords in it, like one of the big keywords in it. I'm really liking sites like that. Or if you're doing like Delaware MMA classes, something like that, then having like this one right here, find MMA gym. Like it has the one of the main keywords in it. It's kind of like an identifier. Then you can take care of your other stuff with your title and your anchor text, and that's working very well right now when you do anchor text the way we do it. So those are the kind of domains that I'm really liking right now. All right, so we already got that one. Julia. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, Julia. You can definitely do that. From Cliff. Usually it should only take a few days, Cliff. Sometimes Google will put in like a title that they make up, and I don't think there's a way around that if they do that. Like I've had instances where they'll come up with a title for me, and I cannot get it to change for the life of me, no matter what I do. But most of the time, when you change your title, it should change. It should show in the search within like a week at the most. From Jason. I don't know what you mean by change up your keywords, Jason. Like change them up where? Like change the keywords you're going after? I mean that you would have to. It depends, like how wide the variation is. Like, or you might have to change your URL. You might have to do different anchor text. You might have to change your on page. So I don't know exactly what you're asking there. Um, Now I'm guessing you're asking just what keywords you're targeting. And in that case, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but there may be a lot of changes you need to make depending on how big the change is. So, from Dustin. Again, I'm not comfortable recommending Seawork right now anymore because I think he took a hit with this latest update. Probably some footprint issues, so many people used them. I haven't tested him in a while, so something I'll have to do is test him and see if that's safe. But for right now, I wouldn't use him. From Charlie. I mean, pretty much none of my PBNs are related to the subject that I do them on. I mean, the way that I make a PBN related is by the content. I mean, if you're looking for like related PBNs as far as like the links going to those PBNs, you're gonna have a very very hard time finding PBNs. So I mean, I'm not when I talk about related, I'm talking about the content you put up on it. So even if it used to be about like government stuff, if I'll buy that and put up stuff about health, but I'll just keep the content on health. I mean, I won't go into dogs and cats and crowns and Barbies. It'll just be about health stuff. Even though the domain used to be about government stuff, I'm retheming it with the content. So all my content's going to be about health because I want it to be a health PBN. for Eric. All right, so again, I'm just being a little more careful even with my PBN linking. So let's pick a keyword here. Let's say we're trying to rank for like let's see. Let's say like Dallas plumbers. I don't know. All right, so this is the keyword we're trying to rank for. Let's say we got like theplumbinggroup.com. Okay, so my first anchor text might be something like find a plumbing company in Dallas. Okay, so I might start with a long anchor text, and then I might do something like a URL. Let's do like an extra safe one here for example. So I might do a URL link there, and then I might do something like let's say like Dallas, Texas plumbers, something like that. Okay. So now I've mentioned Dallas and an LSI version in 2 of my anchor text. Stringing is like, so now let's say like plumbing company. Okay. So this would be an anchor text right here by itself, plumbing company. This starts tying in stringing. Okay. Or let's say like plumbing service to make this more understandable. Plumbing service. All right. And then maybe if I want to be extra safe, I could do another stringing technique and just do plumbers. All right, and then let's say I'm like almost ranked where I want, so then I hit my main keyword, Dallas plumbers. All right. So what we got here is they can look at this and they kind of string this together. All right, all these are about Dallas. We got Dallas here, and Dallas here, but we don't have it in every single anchor text. It's missing from this one, and this one. All right, but then our title would probably be something like we got plumbing in there, Dallas plumbers, maybe like Dallas, Texas plumbers, because we got TX in here, so we're going to put the Texas version in here, and then maybe the plumbinggroup.com, get some branding in there. Alright, so this would be our title. So that they kind of put all of this together. Alright, look, in the domain name, you got plumbing. In the title, we got Dallas, Texas plumbers. So we know this is a site about plumbing. We know it's Dallas, Texas, and again, we're reinsuring them with our title. And then with our anchor text, we're doing the same thing, but we're being smart because we're including general terms like plumbers, plumbing services, and then we have a branded one in here. This would be very safe to use, and this would work very well, this actual anchor text setup for this domain with this title. This setup right here would rank a site very well. All right. And the purpose of stringing is, with the latest patent that came out, like if you keep doing stuff like this, let's do it like if you did Dallas plumbing, plumbers in Dallas, Dallas TX plumbers, and this is how we used to do it, more along this line. Dallas TX plumbing company, plumbing service in Dallas. All right, they're kind of catching on to this where I wouldn't do like location in every single anchor text. We got Dallas here, we got Dallas here, here, and here. Every single one has Dallas in it. A more natural anchor text, this would be much more natural. We got one long anchor text, we got a branded anchor text, we got a couple keyword anchor texts, and then we have a couple general. All right, and the idea with string is they can actually put this together. They can say, like, we only have services in this anchor text right here, which is general. They'll put this together with these anchor text around it. Okay, they know the site's about plumbing. They know now it's about Dallas because we identify that with our title and with our other anchor text. And they can also tie in services because we got plumbing services in there. So this will combine with this one here. and all the other ones. So it will also help you rank for Dallas TX plumbing services. All right, so they'll kind of string these two together. They'll string everything together. They see services in here. They know it's about plumbing. They know it's about Dallas. They know it's about plumbers. It's also about services because we got plumbing services right here. All right, so they're kind of stringing everything together, and this is kind of an example of the stringing technique in action. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's go get a new set. All right, from Gary. I think you can. I'm pretty sure no matter what it used to be, and you can have it in WordPress, Gary. I'm almost positive. And that's actually another feature that's in the command center. I haven't used it yet. Is the ability to rebuild expired domains the way they used to be. I haven't tried it yet again, but that's also in there. But yeah, I don't think it matters what it used to be on, Gary. I'm pretty sure that you can do it as WordPress no matter what. Hopefully, I'm right there. From Justin. Yeah, there's new videos in the members area. I would check them out, Justin. And it's not that you can't use SEO hosting necessarily. It's that you can't keep using links from the same host to a money site. Okay, so with SEO hosting, you got, let's say you get 10 IPs. Even though all those sites are on different IPs, they're all on the same host. So Google's now looking at like what host your links are coming from. So it's not that you can't use SEO hosting. You can use it. It's just you can't keep using the same hosting company to send to your money site. If you got money site A and you send 10 links from it, all from the same SEO hosting account, even though they have 10 different IPs, that's 10 links from the same hosting company. All right, so they're just now tracking at the hosting company level, where if you have too many links from the same hosting company, it's going to cause a red flag. From Dustin. I mean, the way I do it, Dustin, I usually just do a post for the home page, then the rest pages. That's just the way I usually do it, but it doesn't matter a ton. From Malene. Yeah, again, look, guys, this goes back to the same question that was being asked. That's going to help Malene if it is. If it's not, look, it's working right now, but I'm just not comfortable recommending it to the general public, all right, or to the general community. It's still working though. All right, buying expired domains that are not related to the topic you want to do a money site on, it would still work if you did it right now. But with some of the changes we see going on, I'm worried that it might not work. I don't know, 6 months, a year from now, or whatever the case. That's all. It could, it could keep working, but I just don't want to take the chance with someone else's business. I'm willing to take the chance with my business because it's not as important for me. If I lose something, it's not that big of a deal. But if I lose something, if my advice loses someone else a part of their business, I'm not comfortable with that. So just to play it safe, I'm not recommending it. But it is still working. So that's a choice you got to make. From Dustin. No, you link to the URL where the video comes up, Dustin. So let's actually go to YouTube. Here's a video right here. This is the video this is the URL you'll link to right here. All right. From David. Something I'm also doing, David, is like for example, I have a few Nashville sites, so I might set up some PBNs as like a Nashville directory, and I'll link out to like all Nashville type sites. That's an idea for you. And again, look, it's not that general PBNs aren't working; they're still working. You can still put up a PBN and link to all different topics, and it will rank. It will rank those places as long as you're not creating footprints. That's just another thing that we think Google could catch on to, and we're just not recommending for future safety. Okay, so that's just a decision you got to make whether you want to do general or not. I'm doing a lot more theming now. From Melissa, as soon as you want your my site to rank, Melissa, whenever you're ready. But if you set up a PBN and you're leaving up WordPress, I would actually set it to not be indexed until you're ready to use it. And you can set it to not be indexed by going to settings and then reading and then discourage search engines from indexing this site. Because you don't want Google to come by and index your site with no content on it. That can actually get a penalty. I saw it for the first time. I had a site up and I had just WordPress up for a few months, just a blank WordPress, welcome to WordPress, blah blah blah, whatever you see, we install WordPress, and they actually gave it a thin content penalty, which is crazy. So if you're setting up your PBNs and you're not putting content on them anytime soon, I would actually make sure it's not, discourage the search engines from indexing it. And then when you're ready to post to it, just unclick that. Again, it's under settings, reading, and then it's discourage search engines from indexing, whatever it says. And then when you're ready to post on it, just go and uncheck that box and make your post. From Welton. I mean, yeah, look, I'm mostly going with regular hosting now. That's just me. Because you can actually add a whole bunch of sites to a regular hosting account. But like for HostGator, $8 a month, unlimited add-on domains. I can put 20 PBNs on there. I just can't link them out to the same money site, right? So I mean, each PBN in that case would cost them less than 50 cents. Again, you just can't. You wouldn't be able to link them to the same money site because when it's on regular hosting, they all get the same IP. So you wouldn't want the same IP going to a money site. But you can put as many as you want in there and link out to different money sites. So. Alright, so this is the last set of questions here. If there's any beginner questions, you can start rolling them in, and we'll go a little over here. It's 2 o'clock now. Alright, from Welton. Okay, we already got that one. From Eric. I'm actually not using generic for my when I'm doing PBN linking, Eric. Generic I would consider something like click here. Click here, visit the site. Stuff like that is generic website. That's what I consider generic. General is stuff like this, like a general, like the general niche you're in. If you're doing Dallas plumbers, that's in the plumbing niche. So plumbers is a general anchor text. Plumbing services, that's more general. And I wouldn't say necessarily takes less because they're stringing this together. For example, if you just had these three, they're going to tie this together pretty well. Like, look, you got plumbing services, plumbers, and Dallas plumbers. With this here, like say we just had these three, not the top three, they identify again plumbing in the domain, Dallas plumbers in the title, and then plumbing services, plumbers, and Dallas plumbers in the anchor text. So they definitely know it's about Dallas plumbers because you got that in the title and the anchor text. And these two just help reinsure it. You got plumbers, and this shows that you're not trying to manipulate search engines. You wouldn't send this to a site trying to rank for plumbers. I mean, that's SEOs do keyword anchor text like this. So when you do this, you're helping yourself all around because they're going to string these together. This is going to help you rank for Dallas plumber services. right? It's going to help you rank for Dallas plumbing services. Like they'll string this one together with this one. You know, Dallas here, plumbing services here. All right. So it doesn't necessarily take more. And I don't use generic. Very rarely use generic anchor text on my PBNs, and generic is stuff like click here. General is like the niche topic. From Melissa. I mean, I would make them private now, Melissa, if you're going to start using them. Could you send your PBNs? Yeah, I mean, you can do all that, Melissa. I would just, make them private now. Like, don't leave your name up as the who is. That can create footprints. Just get that all fixed before you start linking. Then, yeah, you can start the linking. From Lorraine. Oh, you're welcome, Lorraine. Thank you. From Cliff. I would ask that in the Facebook group, Cliff. Bring that up for a topic of discussion in the Facebook group. I actually haven't messed with linking to Google Plus much. So again, anything that I haven't done myself, I don't like answering. I could guess, but I don't want to give you a guess. I'm pretty sure what would work, but I would rather you get an answer from someone who has done it. From Jason. Oh yeah, yeah, that's cool, Jason. If you're just going to switch up a little bit, that's going to be easy. If it's just a little switch up, like let's say, um, let's go back to this example here. All right, let's do a new example. Let's say you were like trying to rank for let's say like Delaware plumbers, make it easy. All right, and you got like Delaware plumbers, plumbers in Delaware, plumbers, and this is your 3 anchor texts. And now you say, okay, I also want to rank for plumbing. Well, that's easy. You just add that into the mix. It depends on what your URL is. If you have plumbers in your URL, make sure you get plumbing in the title, and then send some anchor text with plumbing in there. Like plumbing company. Let's say you're also trying to rank for like plumber services. So you're trying to rank for like Delaware plumbers, Delaware plumber services, stuff like that. Okay, so you kind of had all your stuff based around this. Now you say, I also want to rank for like Wilmington, Delaware, like a city, Wilmington, and I also want to rank for plumbing. Okay, we'll mix in Wilmington and plumbing to your title, your content, and your anchor text. All right. So if your title before, again, it also depends on what your URL is, but if your title before was like Delaware plumbers, let's say plumber services, theplumbinggroup.com. Then your anchor text were plumbers, Delaware plumbers, plumbers in Delaware, and plumber services. And you say, look, now I also want to rank for the city Wilmington. Okay, so we want to add in Wilmington. And we also want to add in plumbing. Okay, so what I would do right away is I can add in Wilmington here. All right, that's going to help you rank for Wilmington right away. We already have plumbers in the anchor text a good bit, so we could actually put plumbing up here. Alright, so we're getting a whole bunch out of plumbers right here. We got plumbers, plumbers, plumber. Alright, so we can put plumbing up in the title instead of plumbers, because we already have that bunch in our anchor text. And that change right there, just changing the title, adding in Wilmington, changing plumber to plumbing, that's going to help you a bunch right there. And then you wanted to go into your content, make sure you have Wilmington at least once in your content, once or twice. Make sure you have the word plumbing somewhere in your content. Alright? Unless you also want to do company. Let's just make it even more. So we got services here, so let's do company up here. All right, so now you're helping yourself rank for stuff with Wilmington in it, plumbing, and company. All right, and then we can take care of it even more with some anchor text. Wilmington, Delaware, plumbing company. All right, now we just helped ourselves rank for 10 more keywords. I'm just throwing out a guess. Wilmington, Delaware plumbing, Wilmington, Delaware plumbing company, Wilmington plumbing company, Delaware plumbing company. And all those different variations. All right. And then you say, okay, I also want to add in the abbreviation for Delaware, DE. All right. We could put it up here. Because since we got Delaware and Anchor, we could do up here, like change it there. That's going to help us rank for that version. Then we could also do an anchor text in there with DE in it. So that's how you kind of work in other keywords if you're doing like little changes. And hopefully that helps answer your question there. Yeah, it's not that he doesn't still work, Jason. Again, that's still something we got to test there. From Eric. Yes, exactly right. From David. No, anchor text is the actual link, David. So, back to this. Where the heck was I? Where was I? I must have. Oh, here it is. So this would be a link. Okay, you would highlight if you were targeting the plumbinggroup.com in your article. You would highlight Delaware Plumbers, the text on your PBN, and link it out to the plumbinggroup.com. Okay, this would be a whole new PBN. The anchor text would be plumbers in Delaware. That's the text you would highlight, add a link to it, linking to the plumbinggroup.com. This is your third PBN. You highlight plumber services, you link this to the plumbinggroup.com. All right, so they're actual links from Gary. Oh, awesome. Gary said he used the Wayback in the command center, the rebuilder for expired domains, and it worked great. That's awesome. I'm gonna mess around with that, Gary. Thanks. From Brent. Changing web building. I think you're talking about like having links from non-WordPress sites. I wouldn't worry about that yet, Brent. And that's more for competitive niches. If you're in a competitive niche, be careful of that if you're using all PBNs. One thing that I would start doing if you're in competitive niches is make sure you're getting plenty of other types of links. For most of you, this isn't even something you have to worry about right now. Right, so let's see if we got any more questions come in. So we got a few more. You're very welcome, Jason. Glad it's helping. From Neil. Yeah, that's actually common, Neil. It's weird. I'll get different results from my phone and from my desktop. Usually they'll catch up where I'll start seeing the same listing. But it also could be because you're catched. And you probably visited the YouTube video, so it's showing higher on one of them. So be careful of that. Try a different computer if you have one and see if it still comes up. But yeah, sometimes you will get those variations between mobile and desktop. From Mr. Warren Buffett. So honored to have Warren Buffett on my coaching call. Got a multi-billionaire taking advice from me. That's awesome. All right, when you spoke of having many subdomains, black. Nah, I mean, when you get a regular hosting account, there's tons of other accounts on that hosting account, all right? So Google can't tie it together really as long as you're not linking to the same money site from any of those sites on that host, right? So if you got PBN1, PBN2, PBN3, PBN4, PBN5. Say you got 5 PBNs all on HostGator. All right, this is on my HostGator reseller account or my HostGator regular account, which cost $8 per month, something like that. This would just have to link out to money site 28. This one, no, so let's just say money site 1 and make the symbol. So since this one is linking out to money site 1, none of these could. Even though they're different sites, all of these PBNs are on the same IP. When you get a regular hosting account, you can have unlimited add-on domains, but all the sites you put on there will be on the same IP. And along with your sites, there's also tons of other customers on that same hosting account. All right, so as long as you're not linking out to this money site with any of these 4, you're going to be okay because there's tons of other people using that hosting account and they can't tie it together. There's no way for them to tie it together. I've talked to many technical people about this to make sure, and they said the same thing. So you can only link to one money site per PBN. I mean, you could even do money site, like if you want to get more aggressive, you can do money site 1 plus money site 2. And I'd do this still, but I'm not going to necessarily recommend it. But you can do this, and then you just wouldn't want to link to either of these 2 sites on any of these 4. All right, because it's already been linked to from this IP. Think of this account as one IP. All right, you can use the one IP for money site 1 and 2, but then you just can't use it again for these 2. So now you can use this one to link to money site 3, but now with these 3, you can't link to money site 1, 2, or 3 because you've linked to them up here. All right, so that's the way that it's working right now. From David, you're welcome, very welcome, David. Whoops, let me go up here. All right, from Julia, beginner question. Yeah, so expired domains mainly for PBNs. If you get 1 to 2 poor ones, chalk it up as a learning experience. Julie, when I first started, I bet you I spent a good 20 to 30 grand on my first set of PBNs, and they were horrible. But the funny thing is, they still help sites rank. Even usually the poor ones, that will actually help rankings. But if you get too many of them, like if you start getting poor, that quality score adds up and it'll negatively affect you. So just be careful with that. But yeah, I mean, of course I try to stay away from the poor ones, and obvious signs is just like anchor text. Like if you got like Viagra and stuff like that in there, stay away from that. If you have like obvious signs of SEO, like for example, someone mentioned, I have a site and it has all links with the same exact anchor text. That's a big signal. Depending on, like, if there's like 100 links and all are the same exact anchor text, that can be a big red flag. And then also just like if the site used to be about music, let's say it was like an old music store, and a lot of the links are from like music type links, that's a good sign. All right. So that's something that you can also use is, are they relevant to what the site used to be about? The site used to be about stargazing, so is there a lot of links from stuff like about astronomy, about stars? And if there is, that's a great sign. Okay. All right, from Lorraine. You can't hide what you're ranking for, Lorraine, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I mean that's just public knowledge there, and I wouldn't worry about it again because there's nothing you can do about it. From Douglas, No, all 6 of those, Douglas, are on 6 different PBNs. Alright, so in this example right here, PBN1, PBN2, PBN3, PBN4, PBN5, PBN6. That's 6 different PBNs. From Justin. I mean, those are my main 2, Justin. Social can be great. So any type of social signals that are natural can be very good. All right, so I would say those are my 3 main ones, are like PBN 2.0 and social. From Lorraine. Huh. Ask that in the Facebook group, Lorraine. I haven't seen that yet. Again, that's a technical question that I'm not very good at technical stuff. So ask that in the Facebook group. I'm sure you'll get a pretty good response there. All right, from Eric. Yeah, again, Web 2.0, a lot of social, Eric. You can do like high quality blog commenting. Just make sure it's not like spammy type blog commenting. That's something you can definitely work in. You can analyze your competitors' links and see if there's anywhere you can get the same links. I do that a lot in competitive niches. So those are definitely some options there. From Susan. Yeah, as long as you manually silo correctly, Susan. From Warren. It's probably just dancing right now. Give it some time. It might shoot back. It depends what's going on there. That's normal though for stuff to disappear and reappear at first. From Eric. Yeah, they'll end up stabilizing. Kind of the same thing that Warren said. You're welcome, Julia. From Priest. You can use it for money sites for it helps with like some type of hacking issues. So you can put it on your money sites, and a lot of people do. From Brent. Yeah, don't worry too much about that right now, Brent. You know, for most of the stuff we're doing, like especially like if you're doing like a local niche that's only going to require like a few PBNs, that's no worry. WordPress is such a big platform that most people use it now. So if you have 5 links and all 5 are from WordPress, that's not going to hurt you. You know, they can't penalize you for that. But now if you have 100 PBNs and that's the only thing you did, and all 100 PBNs are from WordPress sites, and all your links are from the home page, that's something that might actually cause a red flag right now. But again, you know, these smaller niches, 5, even like 10 links, I wouldn't even worry about it. And up near 10 links, I would try to start working in other stuff. Make sure you're working in social signals at least. Then when you start going beyond that, I would definitely try to start mixing in other types of links, just to be safe. From Welton. If the old site owner contacts you, most won't. I would say 99% will pay no attention to it and will never know. But if they see it, then yeah, it could cause that. And likely they would just reach out, tell you to take it down. You would take it down. All right, awesome, Eric. From Justin. I would just go to a different host, Justin, because if you have 2 links from now, HostGator is a really big hosting company, so that may be okay. But if you have 2 links and both are from HostGator, that might put a red flag on your site. Even if it doesn't penalize you, that might put like a red flag on your money site where it's saying, 2 links both from HostGator. Let's keep an eye on this site, or it might penalize you. I don't know. If it was from a smaller hosting company that's not as well known, I would say that would definitely penalize you. Even though they're on different IPs, again from the same host, that's going to hurt you. HostGator is such a big host that it might not matter, but there's no reason to do that. I would just do one account HostGator, one account someone else. All right. From Neil. Again, I would just use one HostGator account. That's it. And then if you need a second set of PBNs, go to Apollo hosting, go to A2 hosting, go to Just Host. Go to use different hosts. If you're setting up another hosting account, you might as well choose a different host. All right, from Warren. I would have to see the scenario. It really depends. From Gary. Oh, cool. Yeah, but even if that's the case, Gary, again, I wouldn't want links from the same host. You know what I mean? Like you might as well just sign up for a different hosting company and get different hosting Bob. Because remember, if you got, let's say you point 3 links to a money site, and all 3 are from HostGator, that's going to look fishy. Okay, even if they're on different hosting accounts, it doesn't matter. They're all still from HostGator. It's the same thing with SEO hosting. Like, even though they're on different IPs, it's from the same hosting company, right? It's the same thing. It's just the HostGator is a bigger host, so it might fly under the radar with HostGator. But once you get up, the more links you had, the more likely you are to get hit. Like, if you had 5 links and all from HostGator, I can almost guarantee you'd be penalized. Because the chances of that happening are very slim. There's thousands of hosts out there where the chances that all 5 of your links are coming from HostGator hosted sites, right? So there's just no reason to put yourself in hot water and even take that chance, because they're looking at patterns of, okay, this site has 3 links, it's all 3 are from the same host. That's fishy. Whereas if you have 3 links and all 3 are from different hosts, that's very, very normal. Okay, so there's just no reason to take chances with that. From Eric. 2.0 links is stuff like the large sites like Hub Pages, Weebly, just those large high demand authority sites where you can post content. From Douglas. Oh, awesome, cool, Douglas. All right, so let me get one more set of questions here. I gotta run out somewhere pretty soon. We just have a few more here. We went about a half hour over today, which is cool. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 6 more from Jonathan. There would be no reason to do that, Jonathan. Once you link to it once, you don't really need more stuff linking to it. Well, that could be something I could test with. Thank you, Jonathan. Maybe I'll test that out, see if maybe that gives you more power or something. But no, typically I don't do that, Jonathan. I'll just, once I link to something once, I won't link to it again from that particular site. But cool idea. Maybe that's something that will give you a big boost. Maybe I'll test around with that. All right, from Cliff. When I say 10 links, I mean like 10 different PBN links. Like 10 different PBNs. 1 link from each PBN. All right, awesome. Awesome, Justin. Eagles. Eagles, Eagles. All right, last one from Warren. Yeah, I got about 10 that I'm using right now. So what I can do is, because I don't want everyone using the same exact list of 10 hosts. Let me think about it. Maybe I'll release that as I get more. But the problem is if I give okay, I use these 10. I don't really like these 3, but I like these 7. Then everyone's going to start with those 7, and that could cause problems. Probably wouldn't, but it could. So let me think on that, and I'll let you know. All right. All right. So I'm gonna end this one now, guys.